Every sunrise is a chance to brighten your world. With these beautiful words, I want to say good morning. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, dear Malabites and Malabaresses. Good morning, distinguished professors within the school community, outside the school community, everyone within the school community. Good morning to you listening to the sound of my voice. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning. And of course, good morning, Calabar, and to you, my dear listeners. I trust you all had a restful night. I am glad, of course, to welcome you to 103.5 FM, UNICAL Radio International, your one-stop plug for education, information, and, of course, entertainment. It's another beautiful Wednesday filled with opportunities, and I'm sure you are ready to seize all these opportunities. My name is Michelle Idorset, and I'll be your host for the hour. Time check is 17 minutes past the hour of 10. We are bringing to you an exclusive and special interview session this morning. And this is part of our UNICAL at 50 series. You know, it is a series that is dedicated to celebrating the incredible individuals who have shaped the history and legacy of our beloved institution. I have an incredible personality here with us in the studio today. Today, we have the distinct honor to welcome a man whose contributions to this university and to the academia at large are nothing short of remarkable. He is a distinguished Nigerian academic and medical microbiologist who served as the 9th substantive Vice-Chancellor of the University of Calabar from December 1, 2010 to November 30, 2015. A professor of medical microbiology and parasitology. His expertise spans virology, immunology, enteric infections, and vaccinology. Prior to his appointment as Vice-Chancellor, he was the Dean of the Faculty of Allied Medical Sciences and a member of the Governing Council of the university. He began his academic career at the University of Calabar in 1960 as a graduate assistant, and through dedication and excellence, he rose to the rank of full professor on October 1, 2003. During his tenure as Vice-Chancellor, he spearheaded major transformations across the university under the guiding mantra, the quest for academic excellence. His leadership saw significant infrastructural development, including the establishment of the Faculty of Engineering, the Faculty of Education Complex, and the Basi Anda Institute for African and Asian Studies. He has also championed technological advancement, introducing campus-wide wireless internet, and reforming the student result processing system to enhance efficiency and transparency. His leadership is widely credited with raising the university's national profile, with retrospective reports noting a marked improvement in its academic ranking during his administration. Following the completion of his tenure, this distinguished professor returned to teaching virology to senior students in the Department of Medical Laboratory Science. In 2019, he was appointed General Manager of the University of Calabar Academic Publishing Center, further contributing to academic excellence and knowledge dissemination. In April 2024, he formally retired at the age of 70 and was honored with a ceremonial pulling out event by the university in recognition of his decades-long service. Beyond academia, this amiable professor has served the nation in various capacities, including as a coalition officer for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. In January 2023, he reportedly joined the Labour Party and served on its presidential campaign council, advocating for reforms in governance and public service. A native of Boti Igbo Igbambana in Abi local government area of Cross River State, Today, we are celebrating Professor Epoke for his integrity, scholarly contributions, and enduring legacy in higher education and public health in Nigeria. He is a researcher par excellence, a wonderful mentor for graduate and undergraduate students. Please, my dear listeners, join me as we welcome the very esteemed Professor James Epoke. Good morning, Prof, and we are indeed happy to have you here with us.
Thank you very much.
All right. So how are you doing today? It's a very beautiful, Wednesday morning.
Fine. I'm okay.
Okay. Awesome. That's great. And like we said, we are indeed thrilled to have you. And of course, we are ready to learn and also to be wowed by your experience as we celebrate, distinguished professors in this our special series of UNICAL at 50. So yes, I would like you to, take us through your early days at the University of Calabar. Could you take us back to those days? What was it like? Because the University of Calabar has undergone a remarkable transformation over the decades, from modern or modest beginnings to a thriving institution with diverse academic offerings and expanding infrastructure. So can you kindly take us back to the university when it all began?
Yeah. I've been here since 1980, so I can say that I've worked here for 45 years.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's right. I came in as a graduate assistant, like you said, like you read there. And at that time, it was beautiful because we were sent out for training on federal government scholarship. So I went to London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, sent by the university, came back, worked a little, and then went for my PhD at University of Lagos.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a graduate of the University of Nigeria, Suka, from where UNICAL was carved out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gave birth
yes.
to UNICAL. Yeah, and since then, I've been teaching and working. I've occupied many positions. I've been HOD, Dean, and council member, and eventually I gave a shot to position of Vice-Chancellor, which by God's grace, I succeeded, and I got it. I termed it purely the grace of God because we're a university that has over 300 professors, and you are chosen to lead the university. I think it's a remarkable grace of God, and I thank God for that. And because of that, I came in to try as much as possible to improve on what I've seen, what was on in the university. And there are certain landmarks which we tried to build on. Academic excellence was a major issue that we tried as much as possible to bring up academic excellence. What do I mean by this? Results should come in time, exams should be free and beautiful. And also, the teachers or the lecturers must be disciplined. We tried all that because we had various arms that could try any defaulting teacher. We introduced ACTU, which was a disciplinary part of the university in line with that of federal government.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think at the end, we beat our chest and said we did quite well. One, we improved results performance. We improved the GSS. In that before then it was handwritten questions, and we started sort of semi-computer exams. Before now, we now have full CBT, which is making it very flawless. Otherwise, it was a hassle for you to grade 1,000 scripts that have been written in our hand. So those things we introduced them. And we went on. We made sure that results came within 2 weeks after examinations.
Okay.
Well, results were out in time so that you knew where you are and you knew where you were going. If you had a receipt, you knew how to tackle it immediately. And all this went on to give us academic excellence. At the end of the day, we graduated people as at when due during that time, and we cleared a whole lot of backlog. In fact, one of the feats we had was that we were able to give certificates to over 50,000 students.
Wow.
Many that had not had their certificates before, we printed and issued certificates to as much as possible. Or by the time we left, everybody who had graduated had a certificate. It's now on whereby you get your certificate on graduation. We started that, and it's quite commendable. Our NYC mobilization was faultless. Student affairs was very well equipped to mobilize as at when due. So, and the CES, which was a major source of income, we tried as much as possible to provide accommodation for them. That's when we built the CES building. That site there was a dungeon in those days. All sorts of things happened there. In fact, people did all sorts of bad behavior in that area. But we bulldozed everything and built a CES building with over 24 classrooms, which has eased a lot of accommodation problems for the university. Even regular students now use it as well, not necessarily only CES. That brought up some good, remarkable change. And we can say accommodation was quite okay. We tried to renovate the hostels for students so that accommodation and students should be comfortable. We did that, bought mattresses, did many things to improve the students' accommodation. We also did as much as possible for staff accommodation. We cleaned up and yes, we started to improve the rent because the rent was quite low, but we improved it not beyond staff. But when you are paying about 100,000 for a year, I think it was still quite okay. And all the staff were happy with that. Lastly, when you come to the programs, we introduced very many new programs. Which was useful for the university. People had more choices of courses to do, and that was quite interesting for us. At the end, I think we tried as much as possible to bring up the university. In fact, by the time we left, which was 2015, 2015, the university ranked 9th in the country.
Wow.
Which was fantastic. And
awesome.
45 in Africa. We're about 200 and something in the world. That has been the best ranking we have ever had. Right now, the ranking is coming up, which the present administration has been doing well to improve that ranking. But we have never gotten ranking higher than that since then.
We'll get there someday.
We hope to get there.
Yes.
Definitely, because there are a lot of improvements, and this will affect us positively.
Thank you so much, Prof, for taking us through, your academic life and also the physical development of the university. But I believe that you encountered some, challenges, and also, during this milestones, and also through the evolution of UNICAL during those foundational days. So can you please share it with us?
Yeah, there were some, normally some hiccups here and there. Of course, the unions will always give administration some hiccups, especially the SANU. Most things that we wanted to introduce, they were against it somehow. I started off by saying, look, SANU non-teaching staff, there are very many, actually more than the quota we're supposed to employ. But you don't blame the universities because there are no jobs. So most people had to get employed within. We said a time will come when promotion will be difficult. It's better let us do some sort of examination. If there are 100 people applying and you have 10 positions, you do an exam and the best 10 get promoted. The unions kick seriously, vehemently against it. But at the end of the day, I suppose everybody is saying that we are using CBT tests for promotion, which is what we thought over 10 years ago, and they kicked against it. but now we are on it. And also other issues, we tried as much as possible to make staff comfortable. We had what we called annual, though it was nicknamed Epoke, whereby end of the year we paid some stipend in December for people to go for Christmas, that kind of thing. We did that for every staff. We did that. And we were able to give hampers to every dean, every director in the university, apart from the outside community, where all important people, governors, all of them, commissioners, we all gave hampers. So, things were not as hard as this before.
Okay.
Because you must praise the present administration and what they are going through. Check out the cost of diesel, the cost of petrol, all those things pound seriously on the university system. Because if you check that we're buying fuel or diesel at 100 and something, and now you're buying it at 1,000 something, you know that those things can affect administration. Everything is too expensive, down to the laboratories. Our greatest problem here, even as of then, was equipment for laboratories, especially for the scientists. Sciences, you needed practicals, serious practicals. We never ever had enough equipment to carry out the type of practicals we should do. I was shocked when I went to sabbatical in Zimbabwe. What they gave a student in a practical session to work with, it was what we used in the whole class. Yeah, you could have all place, everything there for microbiology. You do this, all the tests, every reagent was there with every student on his own bench. We wouldn't ever have such space.
Wow.
That is what is impeding on us. We need space, especially for the sciences, to do practicals, and then we will bring out graduates who should be well bred.
Thank you very much, Professor.
Yeah.
At least you've taken us through challenges and you encountered. But what really piqued my interest was during these challenges, you also made out, there was opportunity to do giveaway. And you titled it the Epoke Hampers, right? And that made sense. So even though things were difficult for people then, at least they still had a reason to smile. Right?
Yes.
Awesome. So that means we'll have a reason to smile as well after this show. Okay, so let's look at academic growth and institutional development. Because over the decades, how have you seen the university transform, evolved, particularly in terms of academic programs?
Yes. There has been great transformation and a lot of improvement in terms of academic programs. There are much more academic programs now than we had at that time. Okay. A lot were introduced. In fact, engineering was not there.
Okay.
We had to start building engineering, building block for engineering, but we didn't start admitting students.
Okay.
Well, we felt that we should have a structure on ground and facilities before we can start admitting students. Now we have admitted students. Thank God, Koren has passed on their last visitation, which means we can graduate our students. Recall that we had a hard time where students reached year 5 and they were brought down to 200.
To 200.
It was terrible. Well, now we can graduate. We have our computer sciences, which is almost faculty now, which is great improvement. We have pharmacy. These are hardcore courses that we needed. In fact, I still wonder why we didn't even start with engineering as the university started. The issue was that we thought that CRUTEC, now Cross River University, had engineering, so we didn't need that.
Okay.
That was bad. We would have started engineering at that time. Things were easier when the university started. You could bring in programs quite easily. Now as you go on, programs get more difficult to bring. The buildings, the infrastructure, the equipment needed for those things are now very expensive. But nevertheless, we have thrived on, at least we are going to graduate engineering students, we are going to graduate pharmacy students in due time, which is good for the university. That is great improvement, I must say.
I agree with you, Prof. So let's take a look at infrastructure and research.
Yes.
what changes have you seen that has evolved in infrastructure, in research, and also institutional reforms?
Yeah, our research has improved greatly. Why? Because of the criteria now set up for promotion.
Okay.
Every academic staff now knows that his or her paper must be published in a reputable journal. And a reputable journal will not accept your paper if it is whitewashed, if it is not a good sound paper with good result and something you are reporting. So that has improved our research. Okay. That has greatly improved our research. And on infrastructure, our infrastructure, of course, has also greatly improved. Except that there are some headache, some things that you will regret, because we tried 2 major buildings near the University Teaching Hospital. One for Faculty of Allied Medical Sciences that time, another one for Faculty of Clinical Sciences. Luckily, the contractor that handled the clinical sciences was able to finish his own, and now it is being used, which is fantastic. But the bigger structure has a defect which the contractor never wanted to come and rectify until time has so elapsed that for you to rectify that building is like pulling it down and putting a new one. It's a great something that touches my mind, because that's supposed to house my own faculty too. We are still left in 2 rooms because of that contractor's behavior. That's what, like they say, man proposes what God disposes. The VC proposes, but the contractor can wreck your...
They didn't live up to their expectation.
He didn't. And it was quite painful.
Okay.
Otherwise, we were going on good infrastructure to match our development.
Okay.
We tried as much as possible to do that.
All right. So we've looked at, programs, infrastructure, research, and also institutional reforms. But I also want to, find out, in your view, what have been the most impactful change of all of these changes we've talked about? What has been the most impactful?
Yeah, the most impactful, the university is mainly for teaching, research. So graduating students is very important. How many students enter and how many graduate? That is the only way you can judge how a university, in short, we call it turnover.
Okay.
And our turnover has been beautiful all these years. As we go on, there's a lot of mock-up programs that are used to maybe mop up students that virtually are about falling off.
Okay.
Give them exams and so on, they mop them up and graduate. Our turnover is very impressive. That's a major thing for the university. Yes. And infrastructure, cost of building is now excessive. So what we do is maintain the former ones, like the present administration has tried to maintain, improve on the former ones to make them beautiful and usable.
Yeah.
That is still following the infrastructure. We need more because the students are more, but the funds for that may be difficult as far as the economy now is concerned.
Sure, though. Very true. Thank you so much, Prof. Okay, now let's look at leadership as a Vice-Chancellor. Now, as the 9th substantive Vice-Chancellor of the University of Calabar, you led several transformative initiatives. What would you consider your most significant accomplishment during your tenure?
Yeah, like I said, the university is to turn out graduates. I still believe that one of the most significant accomplishments was the turnover of students. We had many students graduating as at when due during that time because of the policies we kept on ground. And another sore point is the question of transcript.
Okay.
Because of that, we had to put up a structure in the administration, a whole block where we had up to 12 staff. All what they were doing was compiling old results.
Yeah.
and feeding them into the computer. Unfortunately, when we left, that thing was brought down because we were getting to a point whereby whoever wanted his transcript, just check it out from the computer and print it out for him, not looking for results here and there. That was where we were almost getting at. Fortunately, it didn't succeed.
Yeah.
When we left, the thing was put down. It couldn't be sustained. You can't force a policy on some other person.
Sure.
That was one major thing that touched us. Because apart from that, we also made sure that the terms were seamless, the semesters were seamless. We continued, despite some strikes here and there, we always tried to cover up. Just like we are having now, you have up to two streams going on together. It's just to cover up so that people are not shortchanged because of a strike or whatever. And I think in all, we tried, even the internet we tried, worked. Because at that time, every student had 2 hours a day of free Wi-Fi, wow, which you could use in the hostel, anywhere. Every day you had 2 hours of that. That was quite interesting for the students. They could use that for their homework, etc. during those periods. All those things, some of them could not be sustained. That's our problem. You start something and it's not sustained. That's
wow,
a regret.
Okay, so that's like most, I would say, challenge there. Yeah. That you started something but it could not be sustained. Yeah. Okay. Now, being as much as you're giving us a challenge, could there be also anything significant in terms of a joyful occasion or something you know maybe you impacted the life of students? Could you also share that experience with us?
Yeah, for students, they made us proud. I must say one of the areas that we could beat our chest was in debate. Student debate.
Okay.
In fact, we were the best in Nigeria. They took us to South Africa. We were second in Africa.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we even went as far to abroad for the World Debate Championship in Malaysia.
Wow.
And it was remarkable. By that time, there was one we hosted. We hosted the whole African students here. All of them, over 600 of them, yeah, they came for the debating championship. Those things impacted greatly on the students. We had students who were very proud to be Malabites.
Okay.
Very, very proud because it was like we were the giant of debate in Nigeria and in Africa.
Wow.
That gives us great joy. And our secondary school, we did something that also virtually transformed the school. Mm-hmm. Because we added a D to the name. It was UNICAL International Secondary School.
Yes.
We added a D. UNICAL International Demonstration Secondary School. With this, we could source staff from the university. They are going there for demonstration. And the university and now federal government now pays the staff there. Okay. We didn't have to bring out some other money to pay the staff there. Because school fees and so on would be difficult to pay the staff, yeah, and they wouldn't be happy. So with that, and the school grew so strong. So in fact, one of the years where the best NECO result was from that school.
Wow.
Yeah. Fortunately, it's a relative of mine by chance, and she has finished her medical studies, and it's from that school. So the school became a very strong arm of the university. It was, and we're happy. The primary school was also well renowned. We had some partnership from UK, a man who came for some, I could call it, some programs with the university, and it was very interesting. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, to you, my dear listeners out there, you're listening to the voice of Professor Epoke right here in the studio, and he's actually taking us through his amazing journey during the early days in the University of Calabar. And maybe if you were his student, or by any chance this man has impacted something into your life, or maybe when he was a vice-chancellor, we'll be opening our phone lines so that you could, tell him a special hello or wish him well and, appreciate him. Our phone lines 080-9444-4058. I'll call the number again, 080-9444-4058. You can call us on that number, send us a message on that number, or an SMS or WhatsApp message, any which one, just to, say hello to Professor Epoke here. If he has, but if he hasn't and you still want to say hello to him, there is no problem. Okay, Prof, at least we are learning. And moving forward, we want to look at how you navigated these challenges, you talked about. And though you shared your joy with us, of course, we're also happy that, something great like this happened during your time as the Vice-Chancellor. Now, we know that leadership role is without its trials. We know there's no leadership without challenges. So, what were some of these significant challenges you faced while steering the university? You've highlighted some. Now, how did you navigate or overcome them? That is what we want to know.
Yeah, of course, in the university system, the major challenge is usually maybe the unions. Maybe the unions. They're fighting for their rights, no doubt.
Okay.
And sometimes it even causes unnecessary strife. For example, the UNICAL cooperative.
Wow.
At that time, they went and acquired land in Akpabuyo.
Okay.
For staff. Staff paid for the land. Over 400 plots.
Wow.
Of land at Akpabuyo. And then something I will regret, that pains me till next tomorrow is that a builder who built the part of Akpabuyo a contractor came and wanted to develop this land in a manner like an estate.
Yeah.
And 3-bedroom flat for 9 million, 2-bedroom flat for 6 million, 1-bedroom flat for 3 million.
Wow.
And people could pay for in 10 years. What? Can you imagine this type of offer? And the union say no, they don't want. They can build their house with 1 million. And you know what? Till now, that is how many years after?
Yeah.
Nobody has put a block there.
Whoa.
By now, that place would have been a wonderful estate, and all of them would have been homeowners. You see, when you think ahead and people drag it down, they think it was so painful. Yeah. Nobody had built one. And people have started selling the lands. That is the owners. They have started selling it back.
So bad.
So those are the things, the type of challenge, the type of things you see, and you cannot force them on it because they were supposed to agree so that the amount to be deducted monthly, in piecemeal, for even 10 years.
Yeah.
The man said so, but they refused. By now, you would have seen a sprawling estate there. And it's near Atojabis, which means most of them would have been rented by students or whatever. And they would have been in money. The people who opposed that thing, they are still walking around here. It's so painful.
It's really painful.
Yeah.
Oh.
When you have an idea and the people spoil it. Then secondly, why our academic programs were so successful, I had a great team that worked with me. Okay. In fact, one of the greatest support was Professor Austin Obiekezie of blessed memory. The Igwe of Adazinoko at that time. He was DVC academic for up to 8 years. For 4 years, 2 terms. Because he was so good. He was the one that brought this Scopus for checking people's
research
publication. In fact, that time they were calling him Scorpion whenever they entered the staff club. And he would say, the Scorpion is there in his office, and it's me you are calling Scorpion. So it was so much, and it has paid off. It has paid off. A lot of people now, their papers are always well accepted. So the academic programs went very smoothly because of him. And we did a lot because the bedrock is academics. So if you have a strong DBC academic you will always succeed academically.
That's very true.
Yes.
Very correct. Thank you. Okay, now let's take a look at, maybe projects. Were there any projects you started or ambitions you had for UNICAL that could not be accomplished during your time in office?
No, definitely you can't accomplish all the programs.
Yeah.
You pass on the programs to the next people. Like I told you, engineering we started.
Yeah.
Pharmacy we started, employed a special set of people, but we couldn't complete it. Dentistry we started.
Yeah.
And even employed people, they started. In fact, again, one of the things we regret is the mover of that program, one Dr. Bassi, died while the program is still on now.
Okay.
He was among the pioneers. He brought his colleagues from various universities to come and start dentistry. That is waxing strong now, and we have graduated students. So we are very happy, beat our chest on that.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. And also, you recently retired at 70 after a remarkable career. Looking back, what are you most proud of right now in your academic and administrative journey?
Yeah, I've mentioned some things that really make me very happy. The remarkable output of the students, especially the debating this thing, made UNICAL to stand out. It makes me very proud. And apart from that, our other ventures like the infrastructure that we're able to bring up.
Yeah.
Many of them. In fact, we completed the Faculty of Law and Vice-Chancellor Foundation, all those buildings there, we did them. So that when you look around the infrastructure, you are very happy. I'm very happy. The Senate Chambers was built. We didn't start using it.
Yeah.
But when I came, we had to put the chairs and use it. In fact, we never used the old one immediately I came in. We just started using it immediately.
Okay.
And my predecessor had built the main BC block, but he didn't enter it. I now came and entered it. Yes, he built it. In fact, that's why it's named after him.
Wow.
Rightfully so. Yeah.
Now that you've retired, how are you spending your time? Are you still engaged in writing or mentoring or research? What is it like?
Yeah, thanks. I retired, but graciously the Vice-Chancellor granted me what we call contract appointment.
Okay.
So with that, I'm still teaching my postgraduate students. I'm still supervising them.
Okay.
And mentoring younger ones. Yeah, I still maintain my office.
Wow, nice. Okay, that's awesome. We've actually spent some time going through your experience. Right now, we want to have a conversation of the university at 50. It wasn't too long. The university celebrated its 50th anniversary. So what were your thoughts on the institution's journey so far? Or what are your thoughts, Sari? What are your thoughts on the institution's journey so far?
Yes. The university has progressed from what we call a secondary school campus at Duke Town.
Okay,
it was
yeah.
Progress to cover a whole large expanse, down almost to the river, all sides. So that is great development.
True.
For 50 years. It has progressed massively. The courses have also increased, the programs.
Yeah.
A lot of new programs, which was not there 30, 40 years ago. Very many new programs. In fact, we can beat our chest now and say we virtually have covered the sphere of academics as far as programs are concerned. Humanities, engineering, medicine, etc. We've covered all that, which is great progress at 50. Also, the turnover. At the time, in fact, when I came in, the whole student population was not up to 30,000. But now can count over 40,000 students. That's progress.
Sure.
We're having more, graduating more. Last graduation, we graduated up to 13,000.
Awesome.
Awesome. Wonderful, yes. So we're graduating more students now, churning out more people into the labor market anyway.
Yeah.
We hope they'll be able to get engaged meaningfully. And then our reputation has grown. We have much more, in fact, in many departments, it's now almost top-loaded.
Yeah.
Because you have more professors and readers than the very junior staff. That's what's happening. And it has been because of maybe embargo on employment and all that stuff. So we hope that eventually more people will come in from the junior cadre so that the university does not without the older ones go away, so that people will continue to go on.
Definitely. Your legacy will be remembered. It will be continued.
Yes.
True. Okay, so how significant is this milestone, especially for the current and future generation of UNICAL students?
Yeah, this milestone is quite important because you can beat your chest and showcase that this is what has happened within 50 years of inception. We can point at them very many things, the programs increase, etc., infrastructure. Yeah.
Prof, you have a call, so let's take this. Hello, UNICAL Radio. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Good morning, Prof. Good morning, dear presenter.
Good morning.
This is Mr. Casey calling from Georgia.
Okay, please can you speak up a bit? We can't really hear you.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
All right, I say good morning, Prof. I greet Professor James Epoke.
Yes.
And you, dear presenter, I greet you especially.
We greet you too.
Yes, my name is Mr. Casey calling from Georgia.
Good morning, Mr. Casey.
Yes. So, my special appreciation to Mr. Prof goes this way. I must thank him during his tenure.
Yeah.
As a Vice-Chancellor of the University of Calabar.
Yeah.
He did incredibly well. In fact, during that time, my mentor was the contractor handling her aid as a terms of maintenance in electricity. So during that time, it was up and doing. I mean, one thing you succeed in your administration is to look inwardly and see how you will take care of welfare in terms of welfare benefits and welfare when it concerns the management of the institution. You get. So it was going smoothly during his tenure. I must give him kudos for that. But what I don't know up to now, during that his tenure, people were complaining about the owing of I don't know if I will ask him for clarification if we have cleared that debt, during his tenure, because we go round that time. He's telling us coming and come, and we got tired and then left. Some left during the time of what do you call it? Tacon. He will know the expert engineer Tacon and Ewa. So these are the people that are handling work that time. So that is the thing, the question I want him to answer and then address it. That time I didn't know and I did not get a very clarificational answer. And then money to get that time when we were working. So that is number one. Secondly, I must thank him especially because when in terms of come for infrastructural development, University of Calabar, during his tenure, everything was going smoothly. I mean, the land down procedures that he left for the institution of University of Calabar, now the things have changed and some of them they have gotten it right. What I want to advise him, since he still remains the decision making when it comes for University of Calabar, I want to advise him to look inwardly, see how they will privatize the hotel, the accommodation of the undergraduate students. They still remain the backbone when it comes for science or development in the University of Calabar, in this institution as a whole, Calabar. So let them privatize it so that there's a more land for them to put up buildings, not running around the circle. Let them look in, there is a plenty building supposed to expand it. You understand? They have plenty land there. Let them privatize it so that individuals can come in and set up the way you have done is done in other institutions, not only here in Cross River State. So that is my take this morning or this afternoon. Thank you, Prof, for your well done, John. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Casey. Thank you so much for being a part of the show, and also, to definitely appreciate the work Prof has done. So, Prof, our caller said that, he had some certain questions.
Yes.
Yes. And so, you ready to give him answers?
Of course.
Okay. You have the floor.
Yeah. You you mentioned some contracts at that time with EWA, and were you not paid? Secondly, the issue of public or private partnership in hostels, we had opened up that all along, that any person that wants to build a hostel can approach the administration and it be given. In fact, the one that was built at the teaching hospital is part of that. Since it was for mostly medical students, we partnered with the teaching hospital to give us land there for them to build that hostel. Yeah. And it's there. But it's not only medical students that use it now, many other students use it. If you approach the university with a good bargain and this thing, I think the university will always give you land to put it up.
Okay, I just hope your questions have been answered though. So before we had that call, Prof, we're actually talking and looking at the reflections of UNICAL at 50. And you actually spoke about some milestones, and we're talking about how these significant milestones have affected current and future, generations of students, how it's going to affect them.
Yeah, once there are new programs, added programs, it will definitely affect future generations. Yeah. Because there's now more choices to make.
Sure.
A lot more. You can either go into this course or that course since they are now available.
Yeah.
That will affect the future generations. And for the past generations, they will have a wider scope to interact with people. Wider scope. With the courses. The greatest issue is the increase in number of courses. Yes, programs, number of programs. That increase definitely affects the manpower yield of the university for the future.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Thank you. So what legacy would you like to see preserved and carried forward over the next 50 years?
Yes. The major legacy for a university system is prompt turnover.
Okay.
Accurate turnover. What do I mean by that? As you enter a 4-year program, you should finish in 4 years and come out. And then the results should be well delivered and in time. The present administration has struggled very much to sustain that.
Yeah.
The results within 2 weeks, you're asked to give results. In fact, at my time, we gave the same type of timing, and if you didn't give your result, your salary was withheld at that time. So it made turnover. It increased the turnover. But now it's still on. Results are coming out in time. Otherwise, you could be queried. That improves the university system, and that is a legacy that till tomorrow. And then any infrastructure you put up, you must think of the future.
Yeah.
Must think of future. For expansion, how solid it is to withstand various things. In fact, you can, it's heartbreaking to see that our giant library is now facing some problems because of infrastructural decay or something. Here there's a crack at the middle and so on. That's why we're no more using it. Such a big infrastructure to be wasted is very painful.
Very painful.
So any infrastructure put up must meet the time, must be adequate to stand the test of time.
Thank you very much. Okay, now also let's take a look at the vision of the University of Calabar, the future. In light of global educational trends and the increasing importance of innovation and research, how do you believe that UNICAL can remain competitive and relevant in the 21st century?
Yeah, you see, by making computer science, that was formerly a department, turning it to a faculty, that is fantastic, because the world is turning towards digitalization.
True.
And we need more space in that area for people to study various aspects of the computerization. Especially with AI coming in, we need to put that in, get inroad into AI, and bring up courses that will impact on people for the future. Those are the issues. The courses must be made relevant for future endeavors. That's the important thing.
Okay. All right. Now, what key focus areas should the university prioritize its achievements to achieve this vision? What do you think the university should focus on?
Yeah, like I was mentioning them as I was talking, the sciences. Sciences, medicine, engineering. Yeah.
So what about those that don't want to do sciences?
Of course, you have a lot of areas in the environmental sciences. No, you still have science added there. You have business studies. Yeah, which can be spread into various areas that are important, that are useful. All those areas, if they improve and bring in courses that match the time, they will be relevant in future.
Okay, Prof. Now let us look at, definitely would want to get your advice for students. As someone who has lived through the university's evolution, what advice would you offer to current and prospective students?
Yeah, one of the major issues or setbacks of students is that they don't attend lectures.
Students, have you heard?
Because you might have a class of 130.
Yeah.
And it's a 7 o'clock lecture.
Yeah.
And I'm there by 7. I don't see up to 20 people. By 10 to 8, when the lesson is finishing, that's when you see half of the class coming in. It's not good enough. Because what you hear from the lecturer is much more, it's different from what you read.
Yeah.
He could explain it in simpler terms. He could use other things to make it easier for you to understand. But most of them don't attend lectures. That is a major problem.
Okay.
If you make it that you must attend every lecture. In fact, when I was in school, I never missed any lecture. And I was writing very fast. I always got the lecturer verbatim. So my notes were never with me.
Wow, that was
They would be borrowing my notes up and down to copy.
Wow.
So that kind of a thing. I never missed. And from there you can get 50% of the knowledge while you're in school, while you're in the lecture. The other one you can now read up and get.
Okay. Students, attend lectures. Prof is saying you should attend lectures because even when during his days, he actually attended lectures. He didn't miss out on any lecture. Okay, Prof, what would you advise students on how they can maximize their time at the university and make a meaningful contribution to its ongoing success and legacy?
Yeah, you see, unfortunately for the students now, their time has to be shared to many things. One, even looking for what to eat.
Okay.
You have to cook for yourself.
Yes.
But in those days of the repertory system, you had no problem about what to eat. You went to the rep and ate and got your food. So this, again, eats into their time. is into their time. And especially those that live outside the campus, now more than 3/4 of the students live outside the campus.
Yeah.
Maybe only 1/4 are accommodated. That again is a major handicap because you have to go up and down with transport and so on. That again tells on the students. So if there are ways of getting over that, getting accommodation as close to the university as possible, and then trying to put up your timetable for your time. This time for this, have time for everything. Not that you must not play, all work and no play.
Yeah.
Makes Jack whatever.
Dull.
So you must put up some time for your reading, time for feeding, time for whatever relaxation, but there must be time for everything. Maximize your time.
All right.
And then you'll do well.
So, our dear students, I hope you are taking note of all of this. First, Prof says you should do well to attend lectures. Do not miss out on your lectures because that is where you get 50% of the knowledge. It is better to hear directly from the lecturer than from hearsay, because definitely your classmates or course mates will not be able to give you that explanation just as the lecturer would. So, attend lectures. Secondly, maximize your time well. Yes, there'll be challenges as well, but just do well to maximize your time. Prof, it has actually been a very great time with you right here on radio. But before you leave us, we'll also like to have some nice words from you. What message would you like to leave with our listeners?
Yeah. My message is that whatever you do, try and do it properly.
Okay.
Try and do it well. We know times are hard,
Yeah.
but you can also strive to use what you have to achieve what you can. Don't aim at things that are too much for you, which you can't afford. Don't aim there. Use whatever resources you have with the things that can give you at least succor to be alive, to stay alive, to stay afloat. Don't put the tortoise say he does not hang his bag where his hand will not reach. Hang your bag where your hand can reach so that you can get it easily. And do things accordingly. Be honest. Be good. And be God-fearing. And like you say, love your neighbor as yourself.
Very nice. I would say these are words on marbles. Thank you so much, Prof. And it was indeed a great time. Like I said, I actually benefited from all of the advice you have dished out. And also, I've learned from your experience as well. Well, it has been a great time here with the 9th substantive Vice-Chancellor of the University of Calabar, Professor James Epoke. And it has actually been an awesome time. And I hope you, my dear listeners, had a great time as well. And to those, or who called us in, we want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you. And of course, to the UNICAL Radio, we want to say a big thank you to the media team behind the, scene. I want to say a very big thank you to each and every one of you. We are deeply grateful for your unwavering support and also dedication to education to you, our dear professor of the University of Calabar. We want to let you know that your legacy is a testament of power and perseverance, passion, and a life lived with purpose. Okay, guys, and we want to say thank you to you who listen to us and also to me, myself. Until we come your way again, I want to say do have a very beautiful Wednesday. Good morning.